Continental Army, freedom, liberty, patriots, redcoats. These are just a few of the words or phrases that may come to mind thinking about the Revolutionary War. Do you know about the Ethiopian Regiment? We may not often think about people of color and the Revolutionary War. Once I took a closer look at the details about the Ethiopian Regiment, I was fascinated. For today's tourcast, we're at Battlefield Park. The December 9th, 1775 Battle of Great Bridge took place right in this area. In fact, this landscape is about the same as it would have looked in 1775. So, of course, there were a lot of firsts in the 1700s. The Battle of Great Bridge was no exception. It was the first land battle and first victory for Virginia. Another first was the Ethiopian Regiment. It was formed by John Murray. Named for him, Fort Murray was back there in 1775. Virginia's royal governor, he was the Earl of Dunmore, so he was also known as Lord Dunmore. And like any good historical story, there was drama and lots of it. Dunmore, of course, supported the royal crown and apparently didn't get along too well with leaders in the colonial capital of Williamsburg. I'm sure you remember your elementary school history education and the famous "Give me liberty or give me death" speech by Patrick Henry. Well, that declaration was made in March 1774 when Patrick Henry was a delegate. Well, from what I've read, the declaration was essentially a challenge to Lord Dunmore. By April 1775, Virginia was preparing for war, and Lord Dunmore wanted to deny access to ammunition in Williamsburg. Now, I'm getting to the part about the Ethiopian Regiment. I promise. I just wanted to give you some background. So, after Patrick Henry said what he said, Lord Dunmore had a proclamation of his own. It was officially issued in November 1775. I do hereby further declare all indented servants, Negroes or others appertaining to rebels, free, that are able and willing to bear arms, they joining His Majesty's troops as soon as may be, for the more speedily reducing this colony to a proper sense of their duty. In other words, any person who is enslaved and leaves their master to fight for the British would be free. Free from slavery, free. I told you there was drama. Men signed up, and Dunmore sailed up and down the river on a recruiting mission. He needed to build up British troops, and the timing was perfect. This newly formed regiment fought a true battle for the first time at the Battle of Great Bridge. They had an inscription on their breasts that said "Liberty to Slaves." Side note, you may have heard of William Billy Flora. He was a Black man born free. Because of his bravery and swift action, Billy Flora is recognized as a hero of the Battle of Great Bridge, the first land victory of the Revolutionary War in Virginia. Another first. This was the first known instance of the conflict where men of African descent faced each other in a true battle, some fighting for personal freedom, others for the country's liberty. So what happened to the Ethiopian Regiment after the Battle of Great Bridge? Apparently, by the time Lord Dunmore abandoned Virginia, roughly 300 men, women, and children of African descent sailed north with him. About 150 were soldiers. Many fought alongside the British in other skirmishes, mostly in the north. Some joined other troops made up of people of color. Smallpox was also a major issue that led to great loss of life. The historic Ethiopian Regiment was formed in Virginia and fought right here in 1775 in Great Bridge. Fascinating, right? Well, thanks for joining us on today's tourcast. There's always more history to discover.